CBS 8 is always working for you, but we're certainly not the only ones working for our community. Hello, and thank you for joining us. I'm Jenny Day, and thank you to San Diego Community Power, the sponsor of this special. To make our community as strong and resilient as possible, it requires the help of everyone, from our neighbors and community leaders to our incredible nonprofit organizations and strong business sector. So let us begin in Alpine, where there's a little gem you may not know about. It's a farm with more than 200 animals and fresh produce you can buy. Here's more from my visit to the San Diego Animal Sanctuary and Farm.
It is a beautiful place to work.
Camels, zebra, bison, goats, pigs, even Watusis, Africa's version of the Texas Longhorn.
That's Miss Yoda. She's actually our oldest mini horse. And even though she's the smallest, she is the boss in here.
200 animals on 22 acres at the San Diego Animal Sanctuary and Farm in Alpine.
This is Bamboo. This is the male.
And they are all loved. This little cutie is full grown.
We've got some bangs. We've got some bangs, don't we? Yes, we do.
The majority of these animals are rescues.
She was in a small cage. A lot of poop, a lot of flies.
Sanctuary staff say they're finding a lot of people are surrendering their pets because they simply can't afford to feed them anymore. That means their operating costs are now up to $1,700 a day.
Like a bale of hay will probably last him 3 days. And a bale costs, I think right now it's up to $36. So whatever people can donate would be absolutely amazing.
With the cost increase, the best thing you can do to help is visit.
We have families come, they bring picnics, they stay all day. I would say the main difference between us and the zoo is the proximity to the animals, the closeness. I mean, we have buckets of feed people can buy. You can feed a camel.
From getting up close and personal to being a keeper for the day, the farm offers a range of experiences. Inflation, the valley fire, and recent rain has added to their expenses, but one way they save is this beautiful garden.
They're starting to go. Definitely the horses, a little treat for them is the pumpkins. For the tortoises, they're eating a lot of our dandelion greens, mustard greens, lettuce. We're trying to give our guys the best diet we can.
You can eat these greens too. They sell boxes of produce here in Alpine and once a week in Santee.
A few things in life you can see grow and then benefit from it, directly.
Working for our community in Alpine, Jenny Day, CBS 8. And turning now from our mountains to our coast, another nonprofit is addressing a problem that has plagued our cross-border community for years, the Tijuana sewage crisis. Funding research is just one way that the Conrad Prebys Foundation uplifts our community.
It's actually a severe public health issue for people up and down the coast. And it's also an economic development issue. It's a national security issue. We need to say it's not okay to continue to expose our citizens to a problem like this and fix it for the benefit of all San Diegans.
Yeah, studies funded by the foundation have caught the attention of Congress. In late March, Senator Alex Padilla announced more than $100 million in new funds to address the crisis. And the Tijuana sewage crisis isn't the only environmental problem plaguing our natural waterways. A series of winter storms caused major flooding in parts of San Diego, leading to debris clogging up our rivers. To help protect our ecosystem, the San Diego River Park Foundation and Think Blue organized a community cleanup.
Right now, what we intend to see is that trash is scattered, it's stuck in the vegetation, it's tons of little small pieces, and we really need the help of some volunteers to help us cover it.
It's about getting all those little tiny plastics and little pieces of trash that have come from everywhere, right? So it flows through that watershed, comes all the way from places like Santee and El Cajon and flows to our bay, right?
In total, the foundation identified about 35,000 pounds of debris in the San Diego River after those winter storms. The cleanup event made a significant dent, though, with just one afternoon of work. Nearly 200 volunteers picked up about 6,000 pounds of trash from the San Diego River. Big thanks to you. And those incredible nonprofits are making sure that San Diego continues to be one of our nation's most beautiful cities. The Prebys Foundation is also beautifying the community in another way by using their Leaders in Belonging program to recognize the people who promote inclusivity and excellence.
I think one of the opportunities in San Diego is for this community to become even better by taking on hard, big, and inspiring things. Leaders in Belonging is just about that. It's how to create a great community by making sure that every one of our neighbors feels like this is a place where they can belong, thrive, and be their best.
This year, the Prebys Foundation awarded a $100,000 grant to 5 local leaders. This annual award supports those working for our community and inspires others to do the same. Well, another nonprofit that provides countless resources for those looking to grow is the Jacob Center in Southeast San Diego. I visited the center to see how it offers free help to start up businesses, other nonprofits, or even just entrepreneurs with an idea and a dream. This is the Jacob Center for Neighborhood Innovation, a good one-stop shop for nonprofits and business startups looking to expand, get a loan, or create content.
Entrepreneurs that are building, that are growing, that are changing and shifting. I think one of the coolest things is when people are pivoting from one business to another.
Alex Waters began his career with a tech startup and is now the Director of Economic Development and Innovation.
It's cool to see people's growth and cool to know that we play a small part in their entrepreneurial journey.
He tells me the nonprofit started with a community development grant from the city of San Diego, giving the Jacob Center the opportunity to make an economic impact on our community.
Folks can just come in and then we'll sort of figure out what are the different kinds of things they might need from a resource standpoint and then really try to point them in the right direction.
Their team has seen businesses go from one person to being able to provide jobs. They also helped countless business owners survive a pandemic. The Jacob Center provides financial help, marketing strategies, mentorship, and workshops on topics like taxes.
Working with entrepreneurs, you are able to just be around so much creativity and so much energy and positive energy and people who have just overcome so much, and you can't help but not want to help them and not want to just see them succeed. And I think just being around people who the sky's the limit to them has just truly helped me just personally develop it.
If your business is in need of some guidance, I'm told it can be one conversation or they'll check in with you all throughout your journey. There's a business accelerator program and also some great space to use, again, all for free.
We have conference room. We even have a nice training room in the back for those who maybe want to host a workshop themselves or maybe a meeting, board meeting, staff meeting, anything like that. Here in the Creator Studio, we also have a place for people to create their podcast, or if you need to do photography. We even have 2 computers with editing software, so you can even just shoot and edit in the same space.
So while starting a business can be tough, there is help out there and people rooting for your success.
We're always looking for mentors, speakers. We're looking for people just to help people get the word out about what we do here, and then just using the space.
They're located on the 2nd floor and open Tuesday through Saturday. Working for our community, Jenny Day, CBS 8. Yeah, love sharing good news with you. Still ahead, one nonprofit is being honored for their work serving thousands of people with special needs. We'll introduce you to Home of the Guiding Hands. Well, now to another nonprofit that has supported thousands of people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. I visited the Home of Guiding Hands to learn more about their mission and how they are also working for our community.
Welcome to Casile Verde. Come on in.
One of the many residents at the Home of Guiding Hands.
I'm living here because it's fun. We do things, we do community outings.
They say their mission is simple: improve the lives of those they serve through care, advocacy, and empowerment.
When you meet Julia, she has an amazing smile. Just will light up your day.
This is Julia. Her dad's the CEO. After having a daughter with special needs and navigating what he calls a challenging system, Edward Hershey set a goal to help people get access to the resources that are available.
Now people are living longer. they're outliving their parents, which used to not be an issue. So life planning walks them through how do you make plans for that.
Because of Home of Guiding Hands, Julia and so many others are thriving.
These are arts and crafts. We love to have parties and picnics back here.
They now have 31 homes across East County with 4 to 6 people living inside with 24/7 support.
I was just cooking dinner at a home last night and the lady was celebrating her 82nd birthday. And for the majority of those years, she's lived with HGH.
Some may remember HGH started as a residential campus in Lakeside 55 years ago. Now the scope of their programs is much wider, from financial management and independent living to respite care and transportation around town.
It's that community approach, right? We're here to help each other out. I think sometimes we lose sight of that.
HGH started with 200 clients. They now serve 4,500 in San Diego and Imperial counties. And despite staffing shortages in this field, 100 staff members have turned into nearly 1,000. They do receive state and some federal funding, but also need community support.
We have volunteers, time, talent, and treasure is what we say. You know, so you might have resources to financially help, you might have resources with time to help or a skill.
And while there are some strong competitors sharing the stage, Home of Guiding Hands is up for top nonprofit by the East County Chamber.
I think nonprofits are fantastic and do some heavy lifting.
I'll put more information on our website about their upcoming Run Walk in March and Gala in April. Working for our community in El Cajon, Jenny Day, CBS 8. Yeah, and CBS 8 has since learned that Home of Guiding Hands was awarded the top nonprofit of the year by the East County Chamber of Commerce. Good work. Well, meantime, the Union of Pan-Asian Communities has also been helping to improve the lives of San Diegans for 50 years now. CBS 8's Heather Meyer sat down with Dante Dawes from the Union and Jasmine Soongiriheg from Timmy's Place.
Tell us a little bit about Union of Pan-Asian Communities for people who might not be familiar with it.
Well, it's a big year for us. We're going on 50 years of providing valuable human health services throughout San Diego County through various programs. We have mental health programs for youth, adults, and older adults, substance use, addiction, and treatment programs for youth and adults, housing counseling. I oversee community violence and crisis response, food distribution, gang prevention, and social enterprise. And Jasmine and I are here today to talk a little bit more about social enterprise and our big celebration this year.
Yeah, Jasmine, I want to bring you in on the conversation as well, because Union of Pan-Asian Communities is tied with Timmy's Place, which is downtown San Diego. Tell us a little bit about that and your connection with it.
So Timmy's Place, the goal is to help homeless youth get back on their feet by providing jobs and on-the-job training. I'm one of the first employees there. I onboarded last year after I came into the homeless shelter next door, Urban Street Angels. Timmy's Place is my first job, and since then I've been grateful because they've given me the responsibility of being the facility lead. There, I'm able to help train other homeless youth to gain lifelong skills, to get financially stable, to help them out of a bad place.
Yeah, and I want to talk a little bit more about that and unpack that for a moment. What has this meant for you? How has this turned your life around?
It's changed everything for me. It's my first job dealing with homelessness throughout my life. I never had the right times or opportunities to find a job, especially with all the difficulties that came with being unstably housed and all the personal stuff that was going on involving like mental health, mental disabilities, stuff like that. So I'm just really grateful that I now have a source of income that can help me provide for myself and those I love.
Coming up in May, there's a 50th anniversary gala that people can come and support you and make donations. Where can people find more information about that?
At our website, upacSD.com, and we would be more than honored for you to come and celebrate with us our 50th. It's a big milestone for us.
upacSD.com. Both of you, keep up the great work. We appreciate you so much for sharing your story right here and keeping San Diegans feeling like they are making a difference. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, keep up the great work for sure. Now, to build a stronger community, it requires reaching out to everyone. That's where Alliance San Diego comes in. They are working to build an inclusive democracy this election year by reaching out and connecting with young people.
We knock on doors, we call folks, we text them, we post all over social media, we do interviews just like this. We try to be everywhere and anywhere all at once to make sure that we reach as many folks as we possibly can.
If we're just kind of sweeping things under the rug and we're not out there really trying to figure out what those people need in those communities, of course the problems are just going to get bigger and bigger.
Yes, so important. So for more information, go to alliancesd.org. Now, when one San Diego mother died from breast cancer, her family made it their mission to help others. Still ahead, how the Helen Null Foundation is honoring her legacy by raising awareness. Welcome back. As we continue to share how so many are working for our community, I'd like to tell you now about the Helen Null Foundation. Helen was a San Diego mom who died at a young age from breast cancer. Today, her legacy lives on.
She was just so full of life and was always the party. Like she would turn even like going grocery shopping into an adventure.
Helen Null, a great mom, wife, and emergency room nurse.
We were just living the life of a young family.
She was diagnosed with breast cancer at just 33. After 8 years in remission, it came back at stage 4.
When she had passed away, as a dad, I said there has to be things that my daughters can be doing to be proactive and not just wait and see.
So in lieu of flowers, the family started the Helen Null Foundation the day of her funeral, and it's only grown since. They found there was a lot more information out there about what to do once you have it, so their approach to beating breast cancer has become preventing it altogether.
It's really where the foundation has really been focused in the last 10 years, is really on prevention and education for young women so that we can be proactive and make those changes in our life versus just having to wait and see.
They've used her story to educate girls across Southern California high schools and college campuses, groups and clubs, all to save countless other lives.
More obvious ones of like making sure you're getting enough water and exercising and decreasing your stress. Also knowing what type of estrogen and birth control and being proactive about what we're putting into our bodies.
They also encourage us to know our numbers, specifically our D3 levels. The foundation is working with lawmakers to get the biannual test covered by insurance.
UCSD research has shown that if you can keep your blood serum level at 40 to 60 nanograms per milliliter, that you can see a reduction in the occurrence of breast cancer by 77% and the reoccurrence of breast cancer by 50%.
The Helen Null Foundation also wants you to be your own advocate because early detection saves lives. The current recommendation for women at average risk is to start mammograms at age 50. For years before, it was age 40. But remember, Helen was diagnosed at 33 and died at 48.
We can really stop and save lives and make our community so much fuller.
You can become a Helen Null ambassador and they'll help you organize an event or simply volunteer your time or make a donation. Working for our community, Jenny Day, CBS 8.
Yeah, a whole lot of good coming from a terrible tragedy. We'll be right back. Well, Valentine's Day can be lonely for many seniors, but Cupid delivered once again this year. CBS 8's Abby Black shares how senior helpers launched a Valentine's Day card drive with a response that kept Cupid busy.
CBS 8 is working for our community with the senior helpers who launched a Valentine's senior card drive, and the response has been overwhelming. It looks like Cupid traded in her wings for a love wagon.
So we have treats and cards.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Charles Fike has cherished each Valentine's Day with his lovely wife, Joyce.
59 years.
The Vietnam veteran says Valentine's Day isn't always chocolates and roses.
Just be prepared for a lot of work. But I've learned the secret. Yes, dear.
The recipe for a strong marriage can also be written in friendships.
A pretty flower for a pretty lady.
Your choice.
At Cupid, or Amy Duell with Senior Helpers East County, a non-medical home care provider, contacted CBS 8 in January about a Valentine's card drive.
Girl Scout troops, elementary schools.
CBS 8 started working for our community.
Lots of fresh roses.
Flowers, treats, and more than 1,800 handmade cards were donated.
It is wonderful to know that we have a community that still believes in compassion and kindness.
Valentine's Day can be tough for widows. A Healthy Aging poll found that 33% of seniors experience feelings of isolation.
Everybody remembers this at Christmas. They're not so likely to remember at Valentine's Day, but it makes a difference.
Randa Dow says a handwritten card,
I hope today brings you so much joy and happiness.
Inscribes joy.
You never know what some smile is going to do for somebody.
The smiles help carve out hope for seniors opening the cards.
And she said, thank you so much for this. It's probably the only thing I'm going to receive on Valentine's Day.
The handwritten message inside carries a lot of love.
Love is what keeps us going, and love is what makes the world a better place.
You see how love creates those smiles.
It's okay. It's okay.
And it's Joyce's smile that Charles wants to hold on to a little longer.
She's at stage 7 now on the Alzheimer's spectrum. Not sure how long we have, but I want to make it as good as possible.
Working for our community in Santee, Abby Black, CBS 8.
So sweet. Thank you for joining us, and thank you to San Diego Community Power, the sponsor of this special. I'm Jenny Day for CBS 8. Keep up the great work and take good care.